Ticket Studs. We are going to be doing a fantasy draft of our favorite film directors of all time. So, Desert Island, Castaway rules apply. Whoever you draft, those are the only movies you can see for the rest of your life. Drafting number 1, we have Jeff Arvin. Drafting number 2, we have Salemi. 3, we have Littell and Kashner here. I will draft number 4. Snake draft, we're each going to draft 5, and we're going to have about 3 minutes per pick. You guys ready?
Yeah.
Huge mystery of who's going to go number 1 to Arvin.
Okay. Well, with my first pick, first of all, I'd like to tell you the story of this pick because we have 3 minutes. So, and there's not a lot of suspense here, so I'm going to just tell you the story. So we just had lunch at the best Mexican restaurant on the entire east side, Luis's Fresh Market.
They're not a sponsor. Please don't name
They're
them.
not. They're delicious, though, and I want people to go there, but not at lunchtime when we have meetings. So we were there, and Cash pulled out the name app where we just spin a wheel, and I think, Cash, you were maybe 2 millimeters away from having this first pick, and I felt, well, actually, I didn't feel bad for you at all because it landed on me, but I was just so excited in the moment, and I realized I may have crushed your joy a little bit, and since we're on Team Joy this year, I just thought I should mention that before I make my first pick. Anyways, with the first pick in the movie director's draft, I am going to take in my opinion, the most obvious choice for the number 1 pick in this draft, and that would be Steven Spielberg. So,
1941.
Jurassic
1941. Park 2, The Lost World.
Duel, Indiana Jones and the Kingdom of the Crystal Skull. How could you not take this man with the number 1 pick? But, I mean, realistically, right? Like Jaws, all the other Indiana Joneses, Jurassic Park.
Even his one-off, like not even the franchise, like Minority Report.
I love that. Like
War of the Worlds.
100%, right? I mean, Lincoln's fantastic, right? Like, so I loved his remake of West Side Story. Like, there's just so many fantastic. Salemi's never seen any of those.
Yeah. Are you going to name a movie I've heard?
No. Yeah. He's not familiar with the oeuvre of Spielberg.
I didn't watch a lot of indie movies. I'm sorry.
Indiana Jones.
Indie movie.
No.
Well, see, there's Raiders of the Lost Ark. There's Indiana Jones and the Temple of Doom.
INDIE. Indie
Yeah.
movies.
And then you can't create. Oh boy,
I'm sorry.
I can't even. Saving Private Ryan. I mean, the list just keeps going.
Which
so,
should have won the Oscar.
crazy.
That's a different podcast.
100% agree.
Should have won the Oscar.
Who won it?
Thanks a lot, Shakespeare.
Shakespeare in Love.
Oh God.
Weinstein production.
Was it?
Yeah.
Is it?
He's
Shakespeare in Love.
He's not problematic.
I do find that movie funny.
Shakespeare in Love. Or Saving Private Ryan, you mean?
Well, Saving Private Ryan's hilarious, yeah.
Right.
But no,
That part
Shakespeare
with
in
Matt
Love.
Damon.
Oozes through.
All right, 20 seconds left. Anything else you want to say about Spielberg?
No, that is my time. I'm gonna yield back to the floor.
Yield to the floor. All right, Congressman Salemi. First pick in the 2 spot.
So anyone who knows me knows I love movies, but gun to my head, it would be a coin toss if I can ever figure out who directed what movie. I don't stick around for the credits unless it's a Marvel movie, because then they hide scenes at the end.
Or Ferris Bueller.
Or Ferris. Oh, yeah.
You gotta
I
get those
forgot he
commercials.
did that. So, yeah, this is hard for me because I've had to learn directors' names and what they did and so forth. So I'm not going to take who I really want to take, number 1, because I think I can get him.
You're weak.
Coming back around. I apologize. I'm going to take someone who I really do like, who I'm fairly confident won't be around when it gets to it. And to be honest with you, it's still a really good pick, I think. I'm going to go with Quentin Tarantino.
What?
I love his movies.
Wow.
What did
he make?
Nothing recently. Have you seen The Matrix?
What?
Hateful Eight is really good. Reservoir Dogs is really good.
You start with a Hateful Eight.
Hateful Eight is
I
the
like
first
Hateful
movie
Eight.
mentioned.
Yeah,
To be fair, I said 1941.
I think it's his 8th
for-
best movie. Yeah.
Hateful Eight is I don't know.
I can't
I love Pulp
believe-
Fiction too, obviously.
I can't believe you're taking Tarantino.
What did you? So
I
the
hate
paper,
you
Who did you think?
I would have
So
bet you
much.
money it would have been Scorsese
Or Coppola.
Like, Cash and I had this
Listen.
entire conversation.
I like
I'm shocked.
Coppola, but after Godfather and Godfather 2, are there other movies he's done that I really care that much about?
Apocalypse Now.
I'm not an Apocalypse
He's a
Now
hater on
fan.
that movie.
I
Jack
don't.
with Robin Williams. Plays the adult
Is that what
kid.
yeah. Like his hits are really good, but so I'm going to be stuck on a desert island, right?
Right.
And these are the only movies I'm going to get to watch for the rest of my life. Tarantino movies, there are whole scenes. Sometimes the scenes go on longer than they need be, but there are whole scenes that are just wonderful to watch.
I've never been so upset to start a podcast. I
re-
thought for sure.
It was going to be Scorsese. See, I feel like this is a little racist. I'm Italian, so I got to pick the Italian guy, or I got to pick the
He
Italian
does.
guy who picks the Italian movies. Okay, true or false, though? If I hadn't taken Tarantino, would it have been around for my pick? Littell, you got two
God,
picks
no.
for me.
Absolutely.
Not even a little
Right.
bit.
So I figure I'm taking this now because the guy that I really want to take number one, which based on everyone's opinion, I think you're going to be pissed at me for that one too. And I'm feeling really good. Like I feel
No,
like
go
my
ahead,
movie's
throw
going to be
that out
there.
there.
I think
Yeah, throw that out
now I'm
for the
going to
pod.
draft who I think it is just to mess with you because
All
you took Tarantino for me.
All right. Well, I want to see who you think it is
All
then.
right, 2-1.
Tarantino
All right,
for
time's up. Use the whole 3 minutes on freaking Quentin Tarantino. Congratulations. So pissed. Littell, you're up.
Was that going to be 4 or 5? Just out of curiosity.
4.
4. Okay.
100%.
Wow. Okay. I'm gonna lock this in early,
The wild.
and I'm really nervous for Kashner to pick after this because I hope he doesn't take.
Well, he
One of
won't
the
take
other
what
ones.
you're about to take.
No, but I'm gonna go first round. If I'm trapped on a desert island, I want some John Hughes movies, dude. That man has not made I would say a bad movie ever.
Does he have I mean, he's got Breakfast Club, he's got
16
Ferris Bueller.
Candles, Weird Science, Planes, Trains, and Automobiles, Uncle Buck, Curly
Uncle
Sue.
Buck is, oh my God,
Uncle
that's
Buck
so
is
funny.
great.
He really
it's
does
like-
have a ton.
There's so many really funny, but also like feel good, nostalgic movies for me. Like I grew up with all these, and yeah, man, there's so many good like quotables and one-liners from every movie he's made. And other than like the racist dad and 16 Candles, it's all pretty great.
It's the
The-
80s, man.
The dad was racist?
Yeah,
Well, I thought he was
he was
just
with
being
the Black
protective of
Israelites and
his.
stuff.
I thought he was just. Oh, in real life?
No, I don't know.
Oh.
His portrayal was not savory, but
I just thought he was
Yeah.
a protective dad. But okay.
I'm gonna land on John Hughes and hope what I had thought might be my number one pick will survive, but we'll see.
Man, I thought I would be able to pick him up third round for lightheartedness, but
I really did consider
what I
him
need.
for Ferris Bueller because I just love that movie so much.
It's a perfect
Yeah.
movie.
I didn't think he was going to go this early.
it was
I
on this
didn't either.
weekend.
And it's a movie where no matter what part you start, you can just watch it to the end.
Yeah.
It's
Yep.
just great.
It's Jennifer Grey before she had a nose job, too. In
Which
case
is
you're
such
wondering.
a shame, dude. I feel the same way about who's Monica from Friends?
Yeah.
What's her name?
Courtney Cox.
Courtney Cox, bro. Okay, not to get like all on my pedestal here, but I feel like she looked so much better before. I know it's for her, but like, dude, you were already so hot.
She
Like,
took
why?
all those fillers out, though.
She did.
She did.
Oh, man.
She's back to looking like, well, she's an older version of her original self.
I'll get back to you guys later on this. I got some research.
You don't-
to
you-
do.
internet.
I thought maybe you just didn't want this, like, on air for all to
Everyone
hear
knows all
forever
my
and ever and
secrets.
ever again.
All right. I'm up 3 minutes. Spielberg, Tarantino, and John
6
Hughes.
minutes on the clock though, because
I could probably
Oh,
do both
yeah.
in 3, actually. So I was going to go Tarantino to number 1. That was far and away ruined my day. But I'm
to
happy with my number 1 pick, which is going to be the Coen brothers.
Damn,
nice.
that's a great pick.
Oh, brother, where art thou? Hail Caesar, Hudsucker Proxy. I'm trying to think about that.
Hudsucker Proxy
Heck yeah.
is so funny, dude.
I'll tell you what, Intolerable Cruelty is an underrated movie. It's really funny.
Is that with George Clooney?
George Clooney,
That is funny.
Catherine Zeta-Jones.
Yeah. Yeah. That is a good film.
Oh, No Country for Old Men. I mean, they just have so many great movies, and they're kind of different too. Like there's a vibe because they have quirky, weird characters, but the stories are all Raising Arizona,
Big Lebowski's
Big
those too,
Lebowski.
right? Yeah. Yeah, they are all over the board.
True Grit. I mean,
I think other
Yeah.
than Tarantino, probably the two best dialogue writers, or at least people who know how to hire good dialogue writers out there.
I would say so. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think they write a lot, most of their stuff.
That's what I thought.
Yeah.
Has anyone here seen the original True Grit with
Yeah.
John
Yes,
Wayne?
I love that movie.
I do too, but that might be the one movie where the remake is
better.
superior
And
than
it's
the
so
original.
good.
And the original is really good, but wow.
That remake is amazing.
And I think the remake is better because Hattie's the girl
Yes.
is
Oh,
great.
dude, that's
Yes.
as a
Who's the
child
actress who
actor.
plays her? She's
Haley
fantastic.
Steinfeld.
Yes.
That was Haley Steinfeld?
Yes.
Wow, I didn't
Yeah.
realize that.
Yeah, she's fantastic. in
Pre
that.
Bumblebee fame.
Yeah.
You ever seen a movie called The Homesman? No, I know we're on a time limit here.
It's Kingsman.
No.
You got that.
He just assumes you're wrong.
It's The Homesman, and one of the stars in it. We'll play the game that I normally do. See, we're out of my element where
eating
I
into
always know
Castor's
stuff.
time.
I'm sorry.
True.
Who's the cop in The Fugitive?
Tommy Lee Jones.
Tommy Lee Jones is in
Yeah.
it, and Haley Stanfield.
Steinfeld.
Okay, she's in the movie for like the last 5-10 minutes of the movie, just like a guest appearance that pops up out of nowhere.
And really good.
Yeah, the movie's weird. I don't know how else.
Fugitive, or-
No, The Homesman.
Oh.
Yeah,
Home Alone?
I wouldn't endorse it, but I'd watch it. Like, it's worth watching, but I can't tell you if it's good or bad. I apologize. I didn't mean to cut in on your director cut.
No, it's
But
good.
that's
I still have
good. Coen
25
Brothers.
seconds for my first pick, and
Oh.
I've got 3 more minutes for my second pick.
Go ahead. Sorry.
So here's where I really come up against it because who I want to take, I actually really enjoy, but I don't know that I would go this early for him.
Don't do
Except I
this,
know
dude.
Salemi wants him.
Oh, okay. He knows deep.
I'm gonna go with my heart on this one.
There you go.
Does that mean that you're taking someone I want or not want?
No, I'm gonna let you have who you want,
Okay. Who are you taking?
and I'm doing this because
Despite Quentin Tarantino.
it is what it is.
That's magnanimous.
That is to be fair, this is a respect showing because Salemi did introduce me to True Romance, my favorite movie of all time, and he introduced me to this director that I want to take, but I'm not going to take. So I'm going to go with kind of the Spielberg effect. He has just so many really good movies. I'm going Ron Howard with my number 2.
Nice.
I had him on my list.
Yeah.
I will have you
Same.
know that I had the other guy in the chamber ready to be picked.
I can't believe you're not taking him because that's a lot of good movies.
It is, but
That's a lot of
Ron Howard has like double the number. So if we're talking
Yeah.
Desert Island,
Yeah, you're a big Angels and Demons guy?
Did you say angles?
Angels.
No, man. I mean, you got to get Hillbilly Elegy in
Hillbilly
there.
Elegy.
Oh, yeah, dude.
Absolutely.
Politically
J.D.
relevant.
Vance.
I get Willow, so I'm happy.
Yeah.
Ed TVs.
Oh, you're a
And you
huge
get
Willow fan,
Apollo
aren't you? I forgot
13.
about that.
I mean,
Yeah, I mean, definitely a generational thing. I grew up with it on VHS,
right?
so just absolutely love it.
Was
Yeah.
the series any good?
Horrible,
Oh, sorry.
really, really bad.
and you get the first Star Wars movie.
Huh?
Yeah.
For Ron Howard?
Yeah. Han Solo, the Star Wars story.
Oh.
Yeah. That's a Howard movie, right?
You also get one of my most.
Is that
not Lord
considered?
Miller,
Is
sorry.
that considered the first Star Wars movie? And like the way it's all
No, I
laid
mean-
out.
I meant the first Star Wars movie of everyone who's drafting here.
Oh, gotcha. Okay.
Yeah.
All right, Littell, 3 minutes. You're up. Pick number 2.
Yeah, I mean, it's between 2, and I don't know if I should.
Well, tell us the two, and we'll tell you which one.
Oh,
Yeah, absolutely. We're all friends here.
I thought you were just going to take who you.
yeah, I think I will.
'Cause it's
There's
gonna be
one
a-
other one that oh man, I don't want him to go though. No, I gotta take Martin Scorsese while he's still up.
There it is.
It's there's just too many good movies.
Yeah, it's a list.
Yeah, I mean, Goodfellas is in my like top 5 movies of all time.
That's another one that whenever it's on.
Oh yeah, and I mean every
And you
scene
can
is
drop
great.
in anytime.
Yep.
I would argue also, other than My Cousin Vinny, it's Old Boy's best movie too. Why can't I think of his name? Can't I think of his name?
Joe Pesci.
Joe Pesci.
yeah, there you
Jesus.
go.
Yeah.
Home Alone 2, Lost in New York
I mean, that's like
is number 1.
that's not fair to count.
You
What
gotta
about
put that
Gone
on
Fishing with Danny Glover?
I forgot about that.
Lethal Weapon 3.
Yeah, Taxi Driver was really formative for me in college. Raging Bull, perfect movie. Yeah. Did you guys see Killers of the Flower Moon? Because that movie was really good.
And
I haven't.
Very long.
Very, very long, but also very, very good. Very dark.
I don't know if I want to. I read
The book's
one of the
so
few
good.
times that I would say I read the book, but
Yep.
I did read the book and it's so good, and everyone keeps telling me
Yeah.
it's not the same.
It's not.
Sort of.
It's not. The book is better, I would say, than the movie.
Yeah, but the movie's
so,
worth
yeah.
watching. You
Yeah,
just-
yeah. He also has Mark Wahlberg's best movie, which is The Departed, and
Not Fear.
The Departed.
close. Fear's like a real close. And Ted is up there too. So, oh man,
They don't make film better than was it the Ferris wheel,
that movie has
the
my
roller coaster,
favorite.
whatever it was.
I thought you were gonna do a scene from Fear. I didn't realize you were doing a scene from Departed. But
Do
that
you
is
remember
really good.
a line from Fear?
No, not really. That movie is bad on a variety of levels. So yeah.
And the other guys, you know. No,
Oh, the other guys.
the other
Super
guys.
underrated comedy for sure.
We watched that in Scotland.
What's the one where
We needed
he's
something to fall asleep to on the second day because we were like jet lag, and it was great.
where he's like? There's two of them. It's with him and Will Ferrell, I think, where he's like a stepdad or something like that.
Daddy's Home.
Daddy's Home.
I didn't like that movie.
Oh, I thought that was funny, but yeah, he's also in Date Night, isn't he?
With
Yeah,
Steve Carell.
he has a cameo.
Oh, I didn't know that.
He plays.
He's like the drug
Tina Fey.
kingpin.
No, I thought he played Tina Fey's ex-husband, and he like works Secret Service and all this other stuff. Maybe
It's-
I'm wrong.
Maybe that is
Amazing
what he
how
was.
much you remember about that movie.
But Steve Carell was like really jealous because he's like this buff dude.
Yeah. They
All
go
right.
to him for help.
3 minutes on the clock.
All right.
Salami's up. Do you want me to just write down Guy Ritchie or?
Yeah, Guy Ritchie.
Oh, wow.
Oh God.
He's at the top of the list. He's the first name.
Yeah, I thought you might take it, but then I thought no, he's gonna go for something else. Either I'm glad that I'm really happy that you did not take it out of spite.
I would.
But at the same time, you really like Guy Ritchie movies too, so I wouldn't have held it against you. Like I wouldn't have thought it was just spite.
No. I really do love Guy Ritchie movies. Sherlock Holmes, Lock, Stock, Snatch.
Yeah,
Oh,
mean-
Snatch is a good movie.
So good.
Snatch and Lock, Stock, and Two Smoking Barrels. I could watch over and over and over again. That's like the Taryn. If I'm gonna be stuck on a desert island, what movies could I watch again and again and again and still find something new, sort of? And yeah, I love Rock and Rolla, and I feel like that's kind of low bar for his movies, but I think it's a great movie.
Even the low bar is not bad. Like I went to see the Ministry of Ungentlemanly Warfare or whatever
Yeah.
it was.
I still want to see that.
Really dumb, but
Yeah.
a lot of fun. Like I'm really glad I went to the theater to see it because it's one of those just shoot 'em up. I mean, it's a classic Ritchie.
Yeah.
All these random dudes with distinct personalities. Just it's good stuff.
His direction
Yeah.
for Brad Pitt in Snatch is like the most incredible thing I've ever seen in my life.
I don't even think if you close caption that, watch it with subtitles, I don't even think they know what Brad Pitt is actually saying. I like that they don't even pretend that he's speaking English because the guys he's negotiating with are like, what did we bet? What did he say? I think we just bet a mobile home here. No, yeah, I think that's what we did. God, that's funny. And in Rock and Roll, he's got Tom Hardy playing a gay guy in an extremely funny manner.
You know
I
what's
still like
crazy? You could have had. It's kind of like Tarantino True Romance.
Yeah.
He was all set to direct Layer Cake,
Oh, Guy Ritchie.
and at the very last minute couldn't, and that's when Matthew Vaughn got his first shot.
Oh, and that Layer Cake is
That's
Guy
a Guy
Ritchie,
Ritchie, for
right?
sure.
I mean,
Yeah,
to
it's
be
really
honest with
good.
you, I thought it was him until you had told me previously that it's not him.
I can see how you could get there.
Oh yeah, that movie is very much similar to not all, but many of Guy Ritchie movies.
All right, Arvin. 6 minutes.
Oh, good. 6 minutes? You mean I get two back to back?
Start the 3
Okay.
now.
So, anybody have any predictions who I'm going to take?
My guess is Peter Jackson.
No way.
I don't like walking that much.
I'm gonna say George Lucas.
George Lucas. Interesting. Okay.
If we were
Salami?
drafting producers, maybe.
Okay, so first off, I do believe Jackson, but because
Peter
of what you
Jackson.
said, yeah, because you do love Lord of the Rings.
I do.
So I would have thought that. What did you say, Kashner?
I said Peter Jackson.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. What did you say?
George Lucas.
George Lucas. Yeah, I'm gonna go with Christopher Nolan.
You're the closest. All right. So,
What does that mean?
no, don't worry. He's my
picking
next
a
pick,
guy.
but I don't want to like jump ahead. No, yeah. I mean, I'm actually going with Ridley Scott. So Ridley Scott,
Makes
I was
sense.
just number one there. Yeah, I mean, starts with Alien for me at least, and then you've got just like
Gladiator.
a cavalcade of hits. Gladiator, I
Thelma and
absolutely
Louise.
love. Thelma and Louise. I really like Kingdom of Heaven, especially the director's cut, the non-ruined edition of it. It's pretty solid. And then The Martian, The Martian's just fantastic. Like, I think he did a great job. It's one of those books that I felt like it would be really, really hard to adapt, and I really loved the book. And then he
nailed it.
I mean, it was great. Like, and there's so much stuff that's going on in the character's head, and I think the combination of Matt Damon and Ridley Scott were able to bring that out in a way that I really, truly didn't think was possible. So, yeah, so I got to go with Ridley Scott there.
That's a movie
also
that's
American Gangster.
watchable over and over
Oh,
again,
right,
too.
yeah, absolutely.
American
One of my
Gangster,
favorite Denzel movies, other than Man on Fire,
Training Day.
Training Day 2. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, but The Martian, I could watch again and again.
Oh,
And
yeah.
it doesn't
Gosh.
matter where it's at. 5
100%.
minutes in, an hour, 50 minutes in. Oh, okay, I'll just keep watching.
Absolutely. Yeah. It's one of those movies, like, it's on my iPad, it's on my phone, like, it's there whenever I want to watch it. Like, I'm bored on a plane and I have nowhere to go for 8 hours. I'll throw it on, like, it's fantastic.
Was
you know?
Napoleon any good? Did you guys go see that?
I liked it. I mean, I don't think it's quite on the same level as, like, Gladiator or some of his other historical epics. I'd say it's probably better than Robin Hood.
It's got Exodus, Gods and Kings.
It's definitely better than that.
His
but-
2010s were not very good.
No, it was a rough stretch. And also, like, the one reason why I was like, I'm going to wait on him for a little while, and also that I had the first pick and had to get Spielberg, was that, those Alien movies that he's come out with more recently, Prometheus and Covenant, are...
Yeah, bad.
like,
I'm confused.
I just got lost in my own mythology.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
tough.
confusing.
It is.
I don't know where anything is in the timeline
And
at
it's
all.
like, somehow it's like a standalone movie, but you feel like you have to, like, know a whole bunch of
Oh,
other
yeah.
stuff to understand just what the heck is happening.
Yeah.
So, there's that. Was that my time?
That's your time.
All right,
On to
fair
the
enough.
next pick.
Fair enough. Okay, so my next pick is Christopher Nolan. See, I told you were close.
in all honesty, I was in my head. I had Ridley Scott or Christopher Nolan is who you're going to pick, and I went with Nolan.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, see, you nailed it.
Yeah.
I feel like Nolan probably a slightly later pick for me, just because he has a smaller body of work overall. But
Getting the
I mean,
trilogy is huge.
Yeah, I mean that's one of the huge things right there. And then Memento's fantastic. Insomnia is kind of amazing. I really liked the Prestige a lot, which is another one of those movies where it was like, hey, 2 movies about magicians. Magicians is the word, in the same summer. Like, all right, cool. And I liked the Prestige a little better. But then, like, I also really love Interstellar. I finally got to revisit that during summer school. Not that I was bored during summer school.
It was during his break.
But yeah, it was during the break is when I watched that 3-hour film. And
That movie
it
makes
is
me
great.
weep, dude.
And like Dunkirk. Like
Dunkirk's
Dunkirk is
great.
so good, and I really like Oppenheimer too. So like I feel like he doesn't really have any misses for me. I think it's kind of like you with Hughes. Like it's all upside for me. And so
I
like,
hope you have an
any of those-
IMAX on the island.
right? Oh,
Because he
that'd
is
be the
really
only way. Because
You want a big, huge screen with great
Absolutely.
sound, especially like Dunkirk in the theater was.
and those like
nuts.
the opening scenes of like, I mean, he's just got a way of like drawing people in. Like you see it with the trilogy, and it's just he does that in just about every movie. Like
He's got some
brings
great
people right in.
cinematographers.
Oh my
working for
gosh,
him,
sure,
too. Like,
100%.
Interstellar changed my life when I saw that movie. I weep every time. Every time he watches that voice message from his son, dude, brutal.
Yeah.
Have you seen that movie?
I have, and I do like it a lot, and I like Tenet a lot. And
Tenet was confusing, man.
I kind of
It's a
feel the
little
same
hard
way
to
about
follow.
Interstellar. Like toward the end, I'm like I get
what
it,
happened?
but it
Yeah.
did take me a minute to go. Oh, like it's cool. The same thing with Tenet. Like
Yeah.
I'm still not sure I understand
that
Tenet.
movie's the hardest to
Yeah.
follow.
Yeah,
I
but
will say I
that
like
about
it a little bit more every time I watch it though too.
Tenet?
Like a little bit.
It's extremely well acted.
It's like very much like stair step for me. Like I was like the first time I watched it, I was like, oh, okay, that maybe is a miss for me. And then a couple more subsequent viewings, I'm like, okay, I see what he was trying to do there, and like it kind of fits together a little bit better.
Yeah.
So I get it, but yeah, it's one of those where it's hard, especially if you're just like, I'm gonna watch it one time. Like, okay, good luck.
See, and that's kind of how I feel about Nolan, because I remember walking out of the theater when I saw Inception, knowing I love this movie, and I know I'm probably never going to watch it again. Same with Oppenheimer.
Yeah, there's a lot of layers. that are
Loved
built
it,
into it,
but
if you
I'm
watch
never
it.
going to watch that again.
Sure. Yeah.
All right.
That's
Is
fair.
it just my ignorance? But in
Yes.
Tenet, thank you. In Tenet, there aren't really any big name actors that were put into that film, right? Or am I forgetting somebody?
Robert Pattinson's
Yeah.
pretty big.
Okay. Yeah, obviously. And I honestly, I forgot that he was in it, but yeah.
Is it John
David Washington, Denzel's son. I think those are the only two.
But I don't think he'd really done much at that point, right?
No.
Like,
Yeah, that.
He's still.
I
not.
assume we're talking
Yeah,
about
that's
the main character who's a black man.
Yeah.
Is okay.
Yes.
I'd never seen him in anything other than that movie.
Well, and there's not your usual Nolan murderer's row. Like Michael Caine's not in it.
yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, that's it.
Cillian
There's no
Murphy's not
Cillian
in it.
Murphy. Yeah.
Marion Cotillard.
I forgot to bring my Peaky Blinders hat.
Oh yeah, you need to bring that.
It's all good. We're not on video anyway.
All right, so let me Tarantino and Guy Ritchie.
All right, so
Please get Penny Marshall.
Sophia Coppola.
You're rolling pretty butch right now. Is there a woman in any of these movies that you drafted?
Well, and I feel bad that you say all that because the director I want to take next has got a bad reputation when it comes to women.
Polanski?
No. Wow. One, I don't like his movies really. No, and
Is it produced by Miramax?
it came out later in life that he was not such a. I mean, I think it was just all found out later in life that he was not such a good guy. I'm going to take Alfred Hitchcock.
Oh wow.
Wow.
Rear
Speed
Window,
Torture,
Vertigo,
Nemesis, yeah.
North by Northwest, Shadow of a Doubt. Like, there's just a ton of his movies, and I really don't even like Birds. Like when I watched it, all I
No,
think
it's
is
just torture.
I
That's
really thought that was
not
just a
big a
general
deal.
statement. I just really don't like birds.
I like Birds.
I think they're government drones spying on us.
in a general sense.
Birds aren't real.
No, he gets a lot of publicity for that film. Like, but I
Yeah.
watched it. I watched it a couple times. I think even if you remade it with new technology, I still don't like pterodactyls coming at you. All right, but birds,
Way scarier.
I just can't get into it. But Alfred Hitchcock, yeah, Vertigo, Rear Window, whole just watching how that plays out in the watching of the neighbors and all the vignettes that are created. It's cool. I like it a lot.
I think it's one of the few movies that's like that old and still holds up the same. Like it is.
Yeah.
There's nothing else like that. Like the dude is just trapped there watching all
Right.
of this happen. It's like wow.
And try to remake that too because of
They did try to
technology.
remake that.
Yeah, the technology today because you have more like it doesn't really make sense that someone would just be looking out their window.
Right.
They'd be online googling this and that. And
Well, when you watch those movies too, you can see where so many other movies have ripped it off.
yeah,
Like
Yeah,
when you
didn't
watch
Disturbia
Citizen
try to-
Kane. Yeah, Disturbia is kind of
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
Rear Window.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, that's their version of the one who did it first. All right, Littell. John Hughes and Scorsese are your first two. Who do we got at three?
I'm making out, dude. I'm gonna go Stanley Kubrick on this one.
Kubrick.
Kubrick.
Yeah.
Another one that's got a pretty wide breadth of
Right.
movie.
He's got such range insofar as what he's made, and I like almost everything. I haven't seen Day of the Fight or Paths of Glory, but I mean, I love Spartacus. Doctor Strangelove is one of my favorite like satire movies. Space Odyssey, Clockwork Orange, The Shining.
I can't
Full
watch
Metal
a
Jacket.
Clockwork Orange. I tried.
You not like eggs?
Like eggs.
I don't like eggs and I don't like birds.
It's those darn bowler
Eggy
hats.
weggy.
No, this shit. I have a hard time watching movies that
It's pretty rough.
that depict that sort of violence.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a lot.
That type of. I just
Yeah.
can only watch so much of it. But he is a great director, and I'm not saying otherwise.
Yeah. Eyes Wide Shut too.
Yeah, I didn't realize.
It's a trippy film.
Yeah, I didn't. I honestly, again, I'm pretty ignorant about this. I didn't realize he did The Shining. I don't know why. If you had gun to my head, who's the director of The Shining? My best guess would have been Jack Nicholson. Sorry,
He also directed the space landing. Did you know that on the moon?
Jack Nicholson?
No,
Sure.
Stanley Kubrick.
I will say he doesn't have a huge filmography though. That's the thing.
I don't.
Yeah.
Yeah, doesn't bother me. I love every single one of those movies.
Oh
Other
yeah,
than the two
no,
I
that's
haven't
fair.
seen.
It's like
Spartacus is-
Tarantino.
Spartacus
He's only
is
got
so good.
good
Yeah.
movies, but
I love that movie.
they're all really good. Yeah, Full
Full
Metal
Metal Jacket has the best opening scene to any movie ever.
What is the opening
Ever.
scene? I obviously have forgotten.
The basic training with Army or what's his name?
I remember them
Arlie
being in
Ermy.
basic
Yeah.
training. I guess I don't remember the opening scene.
It's not
for
really
it.
the opening scene. You just mean like opening to a movie because it's
Yeah,
many,
I guess
it's
there's
many
many
scenes.
scenes, but
Oh, okay. I got you.
I guess Deer Hunter would have the best opening scene to any movie,
That was one long wedding they attended.
but it's the bomb.
It is.
It makes everything else that happens
About
so
a half
much worse.
hour in, you're like, wait a minute, they're still at the wedding.
I like Casino Royale. It's just 20 minutes of parkour. That's right. Up a movie.
It was good, but man, like, couldn't somebody have just yelled parkour at one point just to, like, hammer it home? Like, not James Bond, obviously.
No.
All right. I'm up for 2. I've got Coen Brothers and I've got Ron Howard. I would have gone Nolan, but I would have been mainly just doing that for the trilogy. I like his other stuff.
Yeah.
But, again,
It's so good.
yeah, the rewatchability of the other stuff is a little in question for me. There's a few that I'd like to take here, and a lot of it is based on the actors that I like. Like if sometimes actors are linked to a director. Like Johnny Depp is, if you're drafting Tim Burton, you're going to get all the Depp movies that they've done together.
Right.
But for my third pick, I'm going to go Jon Favreau.
Nice. Okay.
Not the biggest filmography, of course, but a lot of variety. He's got Elf, the first 2 Iron Men, Swingers. Swingers.
I love Vince Vaughn in that movie so much.
And I really enjoyed the Jungle Book remake. Jungle Book's my favorite Disney movie.
It's
when I was a
easily the
kid.
best live action remake.
It's so
not
good.
even close.
Yeah.
Bill Murray's so good in that movie. He's the perfect Baloo, man.
Yeah, I do love Jon Favreau. He's not on this stupid list for crying out loud.
There's one that's not on this list.
Yeah.
My God.
I've
got a couple that aren't.
Unless I got an edited version from you intentionally, because I do like Jon Favreau. I don't know how I
He's
forgot
not
that.
on mine either.
Yeah,
I did joke with Arvin that I was going to pull the ones that I really like.
That's true.
I would know.
I really didn't realize that Jon Favreau wasn't on this
That's
list.
kind of crazy because, and I was just texting you guys a couple days ago about Vince Vaughn movies, and I think basically they all had Jon Favreau involved in some way.
Oh, yeah.
So, yeah, I love his stuff. So, whatever you pick now, so this is
my fourth pick.
Fourth pick.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's not going to be a whole lot left after this, buddy.
Yeah, this is tough. I really didn't get some of the ones that I really wanted, but that's okay. I could go Fincher here. Love David Fincher, but not enough movies that I really like. He's got some clunkers in there that aren't for me. I think I'm going to go Tony Scott.
Okay.
I think I'm going to go Tony Scott here. I get a lot of Denzel movies, which I really love.
Yeah.
And I get my most favorite movie of all time, True Romance.
Well done.
What else has Tony Scott done that I would know of? Oh,
Yeah.
Top Gun, Beverly Hills Cop 2, which is actually pretty good. Not as good as one,
No,
but
the
still
first one's
good.
a perfect movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's great.
Oh, Man on Fire.
Taking
The
a Pelham
Pelham.
22.
Man on Fire is so
I
good.
love Crimson Tide, too. I'm a submarine junkie, though.
Enemy of the State is a good Gene Hackman role.
That is a good.
Yeah.
I like that movie.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Oh, yeah. He was Last Boy Scout, too.
Yeah. Yeah.
That is a very underappreciated movie. Like,
Yeah.
you never see it on TV. You never see it replayed on Hulu, Netflix, anything. It's just, that's weird.
And the bummer with Tony Scott is, I mean, obviously he committed suicide however many years ago now. It's just a bummer to think of what he could have continued to do. You know, Ridley's obviously continued to do movies, and he's fairly old. There are a couple there that I would look to draft, but I'm good with that.
I'm not kidding here, but are you a Kevin Smith fan or no?
I was when I was young.
Okay.
I always say I grew out of my Kevin Smith fandom.
Okay.
I still think Clerks
Everybody's
is
got
very
a
good.
face.
No, there's good stuff, but like when I was 16, I was like, oh, Kevin Smith is the greatest director of all time. Those are the best movies.
People just don't understand
Dogma's
him.
pretty funny too.
Dogma's great.
Oh, he's got some hits, but yeah.
All right. So
All
we're
right.
back to Littell, yes?
Littell with your fourth pick.
All right, this person is not on the list, but I'm gonna pick them anyway, and it's Wes Anderson. I'm gonna lock that in.
How is he not on the list?
I don't know, but I love all of his movies. I love his style. I know that's usually the make or break for a lot of people, but I love his style. I think the cast that he usually always gets, like Bill Murray, Owen Wilson, and company, are all fantastic. Speaking of fantastic Mr. Fox is like probably my top 10 movies as well.
He did that?
Oh yeah,
That is a
did that
good movie.
Grand Budapest, Moonrise Kingdom, Life Aquatic, Royal Tenenbaums, another movie that makes me cry, Isle of Dogs.
How about
Yeah.
Rocket Science? Did he do Rocket Science?
No, he did Bottle Rocket.
Bottle Rocket. I do like that.
a
But
good
Rocket
movie.
Science is a real movie. Like, I'm not goofing around.
It's
Do you
a
know
real
that
thing.
one? No, have you seen Rocket Science? I think that's what it's called. About the debate team?
Are you thinking about that movie with Ryan Gosling where he's like Neil
Oh, no.
Armstrong?
Definitely not, but thank you.
But thank you.
But I do like Bottle Rocket. I'll look it up later. I'll figure it out.
Yeah, he's very funny. I like his direction a lot.
That's a good pick.
All right, so Lemmy.
Is he? So Wes Anderson. I'm being serious here. Does he have any connection to Owen Wilson? Because I feel like they rose together.
I mean,
Were
I
they
feel like
buddies
it's
to begin
that.
with, or anything like
I don't
that?
know.
Or
I think they met in college.
Did they?
because Vince
Yeah.
Vaughn and Jon Favreau were friends at one time. I don't know if they still are, but they were. Like their rise was.
They met
similar.
on the set of Rudy.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. No, I want to say it was Owen Wilson, Wes Anderson, and Jason Schwartzman. All were in college
Wow.
together, and then they did Bottle Rocket and then Rushmore.
Yeah, Rushmore.
Yeah.
All right. So
this is so
it is
good.
my pick now, right? Mm-hmm. Dang it. All right. I don't know. There's a bunch of guys, and I gotta pick one to stick with.
There are a lot of notables still
All right.
not drafted.
That's true.
Yeah, I'm gonna take. No, I'm not going to. I thought I knew what I was gonna do, and then I thought, no, I'm gonna back away from that idea.
There is no better podcasting than this right here.
That's right.
Well, it's not technically dead air. We are at least talking about my indecision, which
Oh, I
is
will
better
edit
than. Really? So this won't be completely unedited, huh?
Well, he's got to, thanks to Littell and his
Oh
quotes.
yeah, and it's cussing for the
call me
love.
LaFell.
Littell.
All right. I'm going to do
Hurry
this
up.
because I need something lighthearted. I'm going with Rob Reiner.
Oh,
This
I
is-
just wrote him down as one of the ones who hadn't been drafted yet.
This is Spinal Tap, Princess Bride.
Princess Bride.
Yeah.
Oh,
Stand by
Me.
Stand by Me is really good. When Harry Met Sally, Misery. Obviously, Misery's not the funny, lighthearted stuff, but
That movie is
I
still
need
so
something,
intense.
some lighthearted stuff. Misery. Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
So,
Kathy Bates is crazy
She
good in
killed
that.
that movie.
Jeez.
do you know the Roger Ebert book? I hated this movie.
No,
And
but
it's-
that sounds like a Roger Ebert book.
So that was the title of the review he made, and then he made that his book, and that's where all the movies that he's given 1 star or less to.
Okay.
Because he has his great films, but then he has his book of I hated this movie, and it's North by Rob Reiner.
Oh, yeah.
When the kid divorces his parents, Elijah Wood,
Yeah.
for whatever reason,
He really hated that movie.
really hated that movie and made a big deal out of it.
Well, the box office didn't care for it either.
No.
It might have been because of the bad reviews.
Well, there were a ton of big names in it.
Yeah.
Like
Is
I
it?
remember Julia Louis-Dreyfus is one of them, and they were down in Texas. I can't remember who the big Texan guy is, but there were a lot
Matthew
of big names.
McConaughey.
Probably.
Isn't Bruce Willis in North? Or am I wrong on that?
I honestly
I know
can't-
the movie.
I can't remember.
Yeah. But you're right. There were a bunch of cameos of different big time actors and actresses. All right.
Littell.
It's me again. Isn't that Arvin?
No.
Oh, my bad.
Arvin, yeah.
I'm going the
Yeah.
wrong way. Arvin, go ahead. Sorry.
You really got skipped.
This is 4 and 5.
All right, 4 and 5.
Don't mess
Goodness
this up.
gracious. I know, right? So, yeah, I'm gonna go with like an 80s, 90s kind of bent here. So my 4th pick is gonna be James Cameron.
I was wondering.
You are a
if-
big Titanic fan.
Yeah, I love Titanic. I legitimately love
does love
Titanic.
that
Oh
movie.
my god, that might be one of the first times I connected with emotions and cried in a theater.
It was when they were dancing.
You're welcome.
Really
yeah.
fast
Oh
in
my god,
circles.
no, it was
Yeah,
the
just got
darn
swept up.
Celine Dion song at the end. Like, ugh, girls got pipes. But yeah, like the Terminator, Aliens. I love Aliens. Oh my god, so much. And I feel like I have Alien, so now I need to have Aliens. So there's that. Terminator 2 is
Judgment Day, baby.
fantastic. It's so good. So much better than Terminator. Just Terminator. Ah,
I have the full
you
metal
get
sleeve
True
that came into that.
Yes,
movie. Yeah.
like the steel box
Yeah.
thing. Ah,
So
that was
sick.
cool. Is it the DVD one where
Yeah.
it's like all chromy? Ah, I love that. I may have owned Terminator 2 in like 7 different formats through my life. Like I definitely had it on VHS. I think I had it on like 2 or 3 times on DVD.
Had it
like
on cassette,
various
too.
special editions, etc. I had it on Laserdisc.
Wow.
Yeah, I didn't have a Laserdisc player. I just
Floppy disk, too?
I found it and I was like, occasionally I'll buy a Laserdisc because it looks like a record, but it's the movie poster, so it's like a smaller version of a movie poster. And usually you can find the Laserdisc for like, hey, it's 50 cents, like, or at a garage sale, they're like
Solid.
$5 for $1 or something like that. So I'll just be like, yeah, why not? And I actually did from the library here, that when they were like getting rid of their Laserdisc player, they were like, you don't want one of those, do you? Because I was like maybe one of the only 2 people that had ever checked it out since like the year 2002. And they were like, you want it? And I was like,
just have
yes, I do. So now I have a Laserdisc player, and a bunch of Laserdiscs. So and that's one of them. True Lies. Oh my God, like True
That's a
Lies
great
is
movie.
so good. Like just a completely like different tonal shift, but hilarious. It lets Arnold and Jamie Lee Curtis in that movie is fantastic. And then I actually do like Avatar, and I feel like I saw The Way of Water, and like there's a point early on in the like last climactic battle scene that pays off 45 minutes later. And I was like, that's just James Cameron. Like James Cameron can do that. Like he like has such an eye for putting together an action scene that I gotta give him his flowers and take him there.
All right,
So-
Spielberg, Ridley Scott, Christopher Nolan, James Cameron.
He didn't even name the. What's your favorite James Cameron movie? Because he didn't even name mine.
The Abyss.
No, but I love that. Did he do that too?
Yeah.
Dang, I love
He
that.
funded that whole operation.
I thought you named everything he did.
I tried to. What did I
you
miss?
say Almost Famous?
That's not.
Well, that's not a
That's
James
That's Cameron
Cameron
Crowe.
movie.
Oh damn. That's like Orson Welles and George Orwell, right?
No, that's like before and
You
after
know
on
what, though?
Jeopardy.
If he had
James
done
Cameron
that, I would have
Crowe.
named it.
I'm sorry.
No.
Actually-
I don't know directors.
No, that's actually a good point because we're getting all ready to draft our fifth one.
Yeah.
Right.
Still on the board. We have Cameron Crowe, who did Almost Famous, Jerry Maguire.
Just so you know,
And,
I love that movie.
and Titanic. Cameron Crowe's Titanic.
Cameron Crowe's Titanic.
Sam Mendes, David Fincher, Michael Mann, Richard Linklater, Steven Soderbergh, Robert Zemeckis, Antoine Fuqua, Milos Forman, Clint Eastwood, Brian De Palma, Jonathan Demme, Francis Ford Coppola, Christopher Columbus, Tim Burton, Paul Thomas Anderson. Still not drafted. It's a lot of like heavy hitters in there.
Yeah, I tell you what, this was a little bit easier. Like I thought the director thing was going to be
Yeah,
like
it's not
reaching,
bad, right?
trying to find people I thought that made more than one movie that I cared for or something.
Well, that's the trick because a lot of these on the that I just read off, I love like maybe one or two of their movies, but not enough to draft them. Like Jonathan
Right.
Demme, Silence of the Lambs, absolutely
Oh, yeah.
Fantastic.
floors me. I love that movie so much, but would I watch anything else that he did?
I don't
Not-
think I could name another one of his movies.
exactly. So, all right, number 5. We got about 8 minutes.
All right.
let's.
So
power
off
through.
of that list, I'm taking no one. I love your
Kurosawa?
list. It's great. Kurosawa's on my list. Here's. I'm just gonna give you guys the rest of my list that hasn't been taken, except for the one that I'm gonna take right now. I went with Edgar Wright. I put Frank Capra on there because I do like him, like a lot of his stuff. Tim Burton's on there because Batman. I mean, Michael Keaton, fantastic. Denis Villeneuve.
I
Love
love
him.
Denis Villeneuve. Like,
Right? I
his
mean,
movies are so damn good.
So good. And I've got Ridley Scott, so like, do I want to have 2049? I kind of do.
You got the original.
So I put him on there. And honestly, I thought some of these guys would get taken. I got Kurosawa on there. I put Jordan Peele on there. I put Taika Waititi on there. I put the Russo brothers on there. And I put Greta Gerwig on there. And I'm taking John McTiernan.
I have him down as a dark horse.
He's
a lot of
I'm
really
going
good
with
movies.
him. I mean, my God, like because I was like, okay, Die Hard. Like I love Die Hard. That's Lemmy.
Great Christmas film.
Yeah, it is. It's
If anyone hasn't seen it.
perfect Christmas movie.
Absolutely.
And he also did Predator.
all of
right?
the Schwarzeneggers.
Absolutely.
in the
right?
80s.
Like, and then
Really?
one of my favorite movies ever is The Hunt for Red October. And
Yeah, it's a
he's
really
behind
good
that.
film.
And like Sean Connery in that's so great. And Alec Baldwin is good in that. Maybe the best Jack Ryan, who knows. And then he also did Die Hard with a Vengeance and the Thomas Crown Affair. So like I'm gonna go with that. Why not? Like those movies are rewatchable. Why not? So I'm gonna go with that.
He did The 13th Warrior.
Yeah.
That's a fun film.
Yeah. Antonio Banderas, right?
Yeah, I think he learned English by that time when he was doing that movie.
Barely.
Yeah.
Was it? Okay.
Well,
That's a
it's
fun
okay because
film.
he's like Turkish or something in there, right? Like, isn't that the
Yeah,
thing?
he's
Or am I
so-
misremembering?
They don't really
he's,
say.
But
Yeah,
he is of Islamic origin of
Right.
some, because he's got the curved sword and they're
Right.
making fun of it.
He's
and-
Aladdin.
Aladdin.
He's somewhere. with the Arabian Nights.
You know, some producer was like, "He's ethnic. Let's just, it's fine."
I guarantee you that's what it was.
I mean, yeah, 100%. Like, it's that time frame. You
He
know?
was close enough to Middle Eastern looking, so we'll take him.
Right.
All right, before I make my last pick, I just have a question for the group. If I pick someone, do I get them as a director and an actor, or only as a director? Like, do I get their films that they were in as well?
I say
where he's going with George
I say
Clooney.
director only.
Ay, jerks.
We got to be.
All right, so my final three that I'm going to pick from, and that's because as a child I grew up watching Western movies all the time with my dad. So it's either John Ford, Clint Eastwood, or Sergio Leone. And to be honest with you, I grew up watching John Ford movies.
Searchers, man.
Eastwood has some really good Westerns, and probably my favorite of all time, The Outlaw of Josie Wales, which I just learned he directed. I didn't know that. And Sergio Leone's got the trilogy with Clint Eastwood. That's so hard to give up on, too. But I'm going to go old school, and also he's just got a plethora of Westerns to go with John Ford.
Yeah, he's a great choice.
Classic pick.
Yeah, I just basically every Western made since the 1960s has been influenced by something John Ford did. And hell, he made Westerns in the 1960s as well. But man, I'd really like to just take Clint Eastwood as both and be happy. That would be easy.
Whenever you can get Firefox, I think you got to do it.
Firefox, that might be the most boring, disappointed movie I saw as a 12-year-old. Me and my
As a 12-year-old,
we were so excited to go to that movie, and then my friend and I were bored to tears watching Firefox. It was, I'm sorry.
Did you ever see Ford's Grapes of Wrath?
Yeah, with,
I don't know any of the names, but I've seen the movie.
oh my gosh. Do you know the main actor in The Grapes of Wrath? He's an icon. And for the life of me, I cannot think of his name right now.
Billy Joel.
John Barrymore?
Not John Barrymore.
John Houston?
Not John Houston.
Then I'm out.
You go to your next pick, and I'll
Kareem Abdul-Jabbar.
All right, Littell. John
Son of Bruce
Hughes.
Lee.
Henry Fonda.
Martin
Henry
Scorsese,
Fonda. Thank you. Henry Fonda.
Stanley Kubrick, Wes Anderson.
What a good list. Oh, man.
Also among the ones I read off but didn't include was Sam Raimi, and who I think you're going to
that.
take is PJ, Peter Jackson. Still on the board.
I'm torn. I'm torn between,
Rip Torn.
it's Rip Torn.
Well, there you have it, everybody.
We're not hosting an intergalactic kegger. Barry Sonnenfeld
Yeah.
did
Sonnenfeld,
Men in
yeah.
Black.
I think as much as I do love the Lord of the Rings trilogy, and as like perfect as I think those movies are,
You use that word a lot. Perfect.
Perfect. Yeah.
You've seen a lot of perfect movies.
there are quite a few good
All right,
perfect
man.
movies out there. I'm actually going to go with my heart on this one because there are just so many movies on here that I love, and that's
John Waters.
You're close, John Carpenter.
Ooh.
Wow, okay. Talk about it.
Well, Halloween and The Thing are two of my favorite horror movies of all time, especially The Thing. I think
The
The Thing
Thing's so
holds up
good.
so well. Like
It's
the
one of
ending
those movies
shakes
you
me.
can just like watch and debate with yourself all
Yeah.
the time.
Yeah.
Yeah, the ending of that is just so good. And again, obviously Halloween, but I also really really enjoy all the Kurt Russell stuff that he's done, like Big Trouble in Little China, Escape from New York. Not so much Escape from L.A., but but Big Trouble in Little China.
Big.
What an amazing random movie that is. There's so much crazy stuff that just
definitely
happens
that.
in one movie. I think. What's Assault on Precinct 13?
Yeah.
Have you seen that movie?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So good. I just watched that for the first time recently, and I was like, wow. For like how small the set is, like it just pops off immediately and never lets go. Starman, I think, is super overlooked. I don't know if you guys have seen that movie. It's about like
Yeah.
I kept watching
Why
it
say
as a
like
kid,
that? No,
like expecting,
from
like,
the
oh,
early
it's going to be
80s.
about aliens. It's going to be awesome. And it wasn't. And then I watched it as an adult and I was like, oh, no, this is really good.
yeah.
Yeah, it turns out like my 12-year-old self was very disappointed by Starman.
And I mean, yeah, that's basically all I got to say. I love John Carpenter. He makes pretty good movies, even though he's crazy. I do
Good choice.
love his movies.
Strong pick.
It's the Memoirs of an Invisible Man. Is that
Yes,
with Chevy
yeah.
Chase?
Is that Chevy Chase?
No.
Don't know.
You don't know? Okay. If it is, I like it. If it's not, I don't think I've seen it.
Again, just A+ podcasting.
The man does his research.
Hey. I
That's
found that list
I
today.
like to be honest.
Well, you can't know that that's what you're going to think of down the road. You know, like who knew that was going to come up?
Right.
All right, my last pick. I've got Coen Brothers, Ron Howard, Jon Favreau, Tony Scott. I would like to take Sam Mendes, but again, just a couple movies. Really loved Jarhead. Really loved 1917. Cameron Crowe is probably the one I really want to take. I got Almost Famous, Jerry Maguire, Richard Linklater. I love Dazed and Confused. Love School of Rock. But again, they just have a couple that I really love. Paul Thomas Anderson is probably who I should take here, but I think I'm going to go.
Time.
Yeah, I know. It's 2:30. I really want to go PTA, but I've seen There Will Be Blood enough that I can just run the movie in my head. I'm going to go Robert Zemeckis here.
Oh, nice.
Dang.
Yeah.
I get the Tom Hanks movies, Forrest Gump, Castaway. I get What Lies Beneath. I get the 3 Back to the Futures, Romancing the Stone, Who Framed Roger Rabbit.
Welcome to Morrowind.
The super uplifting Steve Carell vehicle. Just a lot of he has a good variety. He's got enough movies that I really enjoy. Again, there's a few on here that I could draft Tim Burton, but again, only a couple movies that I really love. Milos Forman, One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest, love, but outside of that, not much for me anyway. So that's it. That's my 5.
Had his career ended after like A Christmas Carol, I think I would have done that. But like Welcome to Morrowind is the only movie in my life that I've walked out of because I was that mad. It was that horrible.
Yeah.
Like,
Steve Carell, right?
yes. From the trailers, I thought it was going to be one of the best movies I've ever seen in my life.
Same.
Like,
It
it
looked
had
same.
everything
Musical
going.
Did you not expect it to be that serious, that heavy? About
I didn't expect. I was expecting it to be like really heavy and have like a lot of heart.
right?
I thought the whole movie was horribly acted. Like
Gotcha.
whatever they used in the trailer, those were the only well acted scenes. 'Cause
Gotcha.
The rest of it was abysmal, and I was furious. And I walked out the only time.
Wow.
Yep.
You literally walked out of the
Yeah.
film.
I saw it on Christmas.
I've thought about it twice, but never done it. Good
Anchor-
for you.
Anchorman 2.
You walked out?
Walked out of Anchorman 2.
I don't think it's that bad.
Oh yeah, horrible. And
Not
I
as good
would
as the first one.
I would have walked out of Man of Steel, but my date wouldn't let me.
Was it Rick Reed?
Wow.
Sucker.
No, it's not Rick Reed. That's a good note to end on.
That was fantastic.
All right, good job, fellas. Ticket studs out.
Woo!